Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Warhammer Conquest. So last week we painted up the Ultramarine Intercessors. I've gone a little bit further and kind of tried to finish this one off. I have made a mistake though, as you can probably no doubt aware. I've never used transfers before, so on his left shoulder pad, as you look at him, right as you look at him, you can see that the transfer is kind of torn off a little bit. Now this happened after I applied there's a purity seal that you can spray the model with to protect it from scratches and stuff. So hadn't quite got that transfer down, and it managed to get underneath it and it's peeled it off. So I need to go over that with some paint, and as well it makes it look a little bit dusty. So around the base there at the bottom, I just need to go around with black again just to line it all. So but yeah, that's the kind of finished effect we're going to be going for. And as we've got episode 2 now, we're going to do the Death Guard. So yeah, hope you enjoy, and let's get cracking. Okay, so as always, I've glued the chest on. So these usually come in 3 or 4 parts. So you have the chest and the back, which I've glued together. But I've left the other bits off. They're just, you can fix them on, but I've not glued them yet, because this way I can get in here and paint all the bits I need to. So, first step is you get your Death Guard green, give it a good shake. Now we're going to do it exactly as they do it in the book. So they normally, if you do it this, well, after you've done this for a few years, you usually prime the models with black or white or something, and go from there. But they don't do that in the book, so I'm going to do it as the book does. So I'm going to get some paint and put it on my palette. So this is the Death Guard green paint. Give the brush a wash. I want nice clean water. And then what you want to do is just dip very gently into there, just get a tiny bit of water on there, and just get a nice smooth bit of paint with your brush. And then you want to just go over the model, and you'll need to do this a few times to get a nice even coat, because it's quite watery at the minute. I need a bit more. So you do this a few times. Don't worry about being neat at the minute, it's just getting the paint on. And you might need a couple of nice smooth coats before you're finished. Then, when you've done that, your model, I'll put this over here, that would make more sense, should look, here's one I made earlier, should look a bit like this. So it's not as bright as the previous. You can see it's got there, so it's got a bit of a darker, well, a matter finish to the green now than it did before. So what we're going to do now is going to go onto the black. Now the black, again, you want to get it onto your palette like so. Close your pot up, wash your brush out, and then again just tiny dab of water on the end. Too much. Wash that back in. Just a tiny dab, and then what you're going to do, you can twist to turn it into a point. If any of you watch 12 Warhammer TV, you see Duncan do this all the time. Right. Then we're going to paint all of this chainmail. Now this is quite difficult, and you will need a few coats, but basically you paint it all, but be gentle and don't rush, because you've got all these little links. Just kind of dot the paint inside it, just to get the paint inside there. Don't worry if you don't do it on your first coat, because you're going to probably do another coat of this as well, and just go around everywhere that's black. So obviously the chainmail is going to be black, and his knife, some of his piping at the back, that's black here. So this will be black, this will obviously black, and then these bits down here will be black, and some chainmail here you want to paint black. You want to paint this knife black, and just go around and kind of very gently and precisely paint the black. Don't worry too much about if you make a mistake, because you can always get the green and go back over any black bits that have gone over his armour. So yeah, just do it gently, take your time. Don't worry about rushing. Everyone wants to get their models on the table quickly, but if you do that and you rush and you're not happy with it, you have to live with them. I mean, you can go back and redo them, but I prefer to try and get it right first time and take my time over it and make sure that I'm happy with the end result before I'm done. So once you've done that, you'll have a model which looks a bit like this. Another one I did earlier. So yes, same thing, you can see all the black bits have been painted, chainmail, some of his eyes, bits on the backpack. So what we're going to do now is do the final paint that they show you in the magazine, which is the gold. So we get the gold, as always, put it onto your palette, close gold up. A lot of people work out the pots, sometimes I do, but the reason people don't do it is because if you're constantly working out the pots and you're dabbing a bit off the pot, what you'll get is build-up of paint around the edge of the pot, around here, and then you can't close the pot properly, and it will harden up, and then you won't be able to use that paint anymore, and you have to buy a new paint. So though you're getting these paint in the magazine, they're actually really expensive. They can be about £3, I think, each. So try and look after your paints, and try not to get too much water inside them, and don't let them clog up around the top. So again, we're going to get a nice smooth coating. Now this is a lot of gold. Let's put it like that. So everything where there's trim, we're going to go around and paint in gold, like so. Okay, again, don't be too concerned if you make a mistake. Go back with your green and just go over any bits where you made a mistake. I'll probably make loads of mistakes, and already made a mistake, there we go. So I'll just have to go back with the green later on and colour that up. The brush that they give you is not the best brush. GW do other brushes as well. Like for this kind of thing you want one of the smaller brushes, and you can really get into some of the details. So just keep going around. I've been painting for, how long have I been? I've been in this hobby since I was 11, so that takes me back to about 1993 when I first got into the hobby. Second edition Warhammer, for anyone out there who's interested, which is why I played Blood Angels, because they were on the box, and yeah, I really liked them at the time. And I got into it, and I got Liam into it. Well, he claims that I didn't get into it, but I did get him into it. Don't care what he says. And been playing it ever since, really. So yeah, it's a great hobby to get into. It's very sociable. It's not like a lot of video games. I mean, I do play video games, but I think this is a lot more social. I know you have multiplayer on video games, but with this, there's a lot of face-to-face contact with other people. You get to know people, and you get to learn off them, and you get to see their models, and you get to learn how they've painted their models, and everything like this. And it's a massive community. It is really, really great. Now, I'm making loads of mistakes down in this bottom corner. Loads! I fancy giving up around there. Let's paint this bit. So yes, so I hope you enjoy. I'll continue next week. I think we get the Reavers next week, so we'll paint those up, and I'll show you what we've done so far with these as well. And then I think there was a first battle in the book this week, so maybe we'll do that as well if anyone's available to play. So sooner or later he'll have all his gold trim done, all his black done, and he'll be ready to go with the other Ultramarines ready to do battle. So yes, we get next week in the Breathers. We get some silver paint. So what we'll do next, if we go back to the Sergeant we've finished, you see the buckle on the front there. That'll be in silver. A lot of the gun parts are in silver. So we'll be going back to the Ultramarines again, just to finish off these silver parts. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. If you do like this series, let me know whether or not to carry on, because it's quite expensive to do the subscription for someone who's already collected Warhammer. But I'd like to kind of get a feel for it. What I might do is set up a Patreon or something, because I can't really fund this myself. But we'll see what happens. Let me know what your thoughts are and whether I should continue. Okay, cheers.